BBC4 presents the ultimate guide to Christmas cakes.
Well, you may wonder at this rather dull assembly of cakes, but you see, over recent years, you have created the demand for my mother's grandmother's black plum cake, and I have to make it every year. But never have you seen this. And if you run away with the idea that that's a bit of Madeira fruit cake, I'll go right off you, because it's called a white Christmas cake, because it's beige, of course, that's so logical. But it is the most wonderful one, and I've never shared it with anybody on television before. It's absolutely spit new. And so we're going to make it right the way through. But that one eventually will be cut so that you can compare it after we've made it with the one we're going to do. So there are the two plain ones, the old black plum and the new white Christmas. Here is the new white Christmas, the old black plum covered with almond paste. We're going to try and do that too, and everything else we can in the time. So let's go over here. And I want to say straight away to you that, as some of you may already know, the finished appearance of your iced Christmas birthday or other celebration cake must depend, and does wholly, upon the preparation of the tin in the first place. So let's take that for a start. This is a sliding base cake tin, which is the ideal kind to have if you can manage it. I'm not going to push it up now because it's just got the papers inside and it'll all collapse. And inside is the paper cut to the depth of your cake, which you measure, plus its diameter in 1 inch. All this is written down in this booklet, which has got so much in it, but it's not a booklet, really. It's a small book. And you cut it 1.5 inches higher than that depth of the cake. And then you oil it on both sides, not just on one. Now, look, see what I mean. If you oil it on both sides, then that side sticks to the tin, and this side is oiled so that this mixture won't stick to it. And it makes the whole thing easier. So now that's how we're going to have our cake tin, you and me both, when we make our Christmas cakes. Now, obviously, I've done the buttercream. And I'm not giving you quantities now because everything is right. I've creamed that until it's loose and floppy. And I want you to see just how easy it is to make up these mixtures. In here, I've got 4 lots of things. Sultanas, chopped seeded raisins, glacé cherries, and peel. You don't want to make any mistakes with this cake because it's a pretty naughty one for this time, you know, this price range that we're living with at the moment. But on the other hand, we do want one piece of decent cake in the year. This is a few walnuts going in. And then the flour, which is mixed with corn flour. And I want you to have one decent piece of cake, and I think we can all save and sacrifice for that. And you see, everything can go in absolutely pell-mell, plus a little bit of chopped angelica, a little bit of glacé cherries from the sweet shop, and a little bit of glacé ginger from the sweet shop, all diced up. Then you have your fluids, all mixed up together in a jug. Now, these fluids are the eggs, well beaten up, a little bit of cheapest cooking brandy from a miniature bottle, drop of orange flower water, and rose water from the chemist, and I'll have more to say about that, so please wait for it, but I've put it in the booklet as well. And finally, the strained juice and the grated rind of an orange. I thought I'd have this here to show you I have strained the juice, and that the rind has already been grated. And don't grate it till you get down to the dead white, because then it makes the cake bitter. And then you slosh all that mixed pell-mell of fluids in there. And I have scrubbed and scrubbed downstairs in the makeup room and got my fingernails and my hands spotless. And, of course, there's no nail varnish on them, and I'm going to use them unashamedly, because that's the best way to make a good cake. And you work up your mixture like this. You take it and squeeze it through your fingers. I hope you can see this really well. I'm tipping it as far as I dare without tipping the entire contents onto the table. And you simply use a squeezing motion so that you bring the flour into everything else. Now hold it like this so that you get a really good view. Work it up. And then once again, that same old thing that you and I have said about somebody that you've never really liked, and you give it a good slosh like this, but you've really done the work. Come on, Sarah. You know my Sarah now. She's going to help me at this next stage. And then you dump that into there. That. One bit on the table, Sarah. But that's not bad, is it? That's it. And a filthy hand. Would you take that for me, darling? Thank you very much. Now, you bang that down. No! Bang that Sorry for that noise. Bang that down with your knuckles and make sure that when you've got it in, I'll clean my hand presently, when you've got it in, you use a spatula. I'll show you this because I must do this vertically, and then I'll tip it up for you.